MEDORRHINUM is a remedy. MEDORRHINUM is a remedy which is predominantly indicated for the people who are very comfortable at night. They are happy, exhilarated and excited as the evening sets in. It is a very important remedy for people who are very passionate and loving. They have a strong desire for love and affection. It is indicated in behavioral problems of children. Children who are rude and aggressive, who throw temper tantrums,
who fight with other children, especially during the day, and who can kick and strike their parents or relatives, can be MEDORRHINUM.
At night, these children become very playful, comfortable and affectionate. Such a behavior can be expressed by the phrase, cross by day, merry by night. It is one of the important remedies where there is a history of gonorrhea in parents or patient in the past. The other causative factor is anticipation. Anticipating the sickness brings on the trouble and also thinking of the complaints, +3. Right from childhood, they have the capacity to perceive intuitive feelings, and this intuition usually comes true. On many occasions, they can predict accidents, natural calamities or results of exams. And in reality, it actually works out to be true.
The other extreme of love, that is hate, is a much stronger feeling in MEDORRHINUM. A child who was getting A grade in school suddenly starts getting F. The child who used to love his parents starts hating them from the depth of his heart. A child who had tremendous attachment to animals, the other remedies are Ethusa, Nufar luteum, starts hating them. This child becomes very violent towards animals, especially rats, mice, etc. The other remedies are Tarantula anarcardium, Moschus. All these remedies are very cruel towards animals. In Tarantula, you will find violence with physical restlessness and mobility. In Anacardium, you will find two wills and confusion to understand what is right and what is wrong. While in Moschus, you will find a lot of sexual excitement and violence of the last degree. Moschus becomes an important remedy for sexual perversions and nymphomania, starting at a very early age of life.
The child who was polite, soft, passionate and lovable turns into a devil. He gets a strong urge to bite, kick, hit, strike. He is rude and aggressive. He develops an inner hardness, which is very deep, making it very difficult to handle these children. The hardness is both external and internal. They are not at all sensitive to the external stimuli. All his performances become erratic.
These children love whatever is forbidden. If you tell them not to do certain things, they are the first people to go and do it. This quality is similar to Tarantula. This is what makes them courageous and brave. Both these remedies are courageous, but in Tarantula, they have no soft corner for anything. They can lie with so much confidence that the other person starts believing it as the truth. For example, if he was given some money, he will not return the balance amount. He will spend it on himself. On being asked the details, he will say that maybe the balance money fell from his pocket. If you point out the chocolate marks around his mouth, then he will have an explanation that this chocolate was given by a friend. He will never commit the truth, even in the worst of circumstances.
While in MEDORRHINUM, the child starts with a lie, but does not know how to finish. So he gets caught halfway through. He starts fumbling and doesn't have the same confidence as the Tarantula child. As this child grows into a teenager, he wants to experience everything. He wants to try out new things in life. He likes to go out with girls for parties, discotheques, etc. These are the young children you will find moving around in the streets or discotheques late at night. They always love to do what is forbidden. If father says, "Come back at 10 p.m., they will come back at 2 a.m. in the morning. They will sneak out of the house once their parents have gone to sleep. They smoke, drink, and they have sexual relationship at a very young age. They don't like bindings. That is why the idea of marriage seems unendurable. They are the people who remain unmarried till very late in life, even though they may have many boyfriends or girlfriends.
MEDORRHINUM is predominantly an extremist. They are cruel and violent towards people, to their own children, and towards animals. Here the similarity is to Lycopodium and Sapia. Both do not like their children. But in Lycopodium, they don't like children because they don't like to take up responsibility. So they remain unmarried. They have anticipations about sexual performance and duties that will be thrust upon them.
Sepia has aversion to children and has aversion to male members and sex. Along with aggression, other extreme responses like shyness is also quite obvious. This is so pronounced that they are not able to speak during an interview.
They are very self-centered and hard-hearted, and they don't want any connection with people around them. At times they are very crude and violent.
MEDORRHINUM is one of the important remedies for mental retardation and poor reaction. They catch infections easily. These infections progress slowly and steadily. They remain for a longer duration and take a lot of time to resolve. The infection can act as a shock to the system and may have long-lasting effects. At the physical level, they have enlarged lymph nodes. The child is very sensitive and emotional. She loves all beautiful things in nature and takes care of them.
At the mental level, there could be shock from some act of the parents. It could be some kind of hatred, jealousy, negligence, and abuse from parents or relatives. This shock goes very deep into their systems, and the child totally withdraws from the parents.
This withdrawal and hardness can lead to three things. They become excessively religious and start feeling that life is unreal. They develop anxieties. They develop suicidal tendencies. MEDORRHINUM is an important remedy for suicidal tendency in young adults. Degeneration sets in little early in MEDORRHINUM. They lose their memory for names and words, even to the extent that they have to ask the names of their close friends. They begin a sentence and halfway through they forget what they were going to say.
Time passes too slowly. The other remedies are Argentum nitricum and Cannabis indica. Recent events appear as if they had occurred years ago, or things done today feel as if they were done 1 week ago. The patient is predominantly hurried in nature, a workaholic type who is totally absorbed in his profession. He starts thinking that people are very slow and that people must hurry all the time.
As a result of excessive activity over a period of time, they get fatigued easily. Right from childhood, they have a fear of the dark. Fear that somebody is behind him, and fear of monsters around him. Anxiety that something will happen all the time. Anxiety about imaginary things. Anxiety of losing his fortune, and a fear that he or she will say something wrong. The anxiety is expressed by biting nails of the fingers and toes. It is probably the only remedy where the patient bites his own toenails.
Most of the time, when patient is sad with weeping tendency, we think of pulsatilla. But MEDORRHINUM is a very important remedy where patient cannot express his symptoms without weeping. Weeping ameliorates sadness. The last important symptom is obsession. We always think of remedies like syphilinum for washing hands continuously. MEDORRHINUM is also an important remedy where patient wants to wash hands repeatedly.
They get easily exhausted, both at the mental and physical level. MEDORRHINUM is predominantly hot, always searching for a cold place. Even the child that rolls out of the bed and rolls on the ground is in search of a cold spot. They do not like their feet to be covered. Uncovering ameliorates the desire for air conditioning, fast fan, and gets aggravated in the sun. They also have a craving for ice and cold drinks.